Hey, JC, can you just talk about the effort that you guys gave last night, knowing some of the adversity you were under with, uh, with Jack out and with Jedrick with the shin and Chris having to step in and all of those sorts of things, and just what a nice job you guys did.
Yeah, it was a real clean game. Obviously, 200 yards rushing, no sacks, kept Baker clean. Um, those are one of the better ones we've played as a group. Chris did a really good job stepping in, and we've all continued to grow together and play well together.
Thanks.
All right, we're going to take our next one from Nate Ulrich. Nate Ulrich, you can unmute your line.
Hey, JC, I think looking at the schedule and your comeback from the knee, a lot of us were wondering how tough that would be to start out the season with that short week from game one to game two. How much did that weigh on your mind in coming back, and how did all of it go for you? How were you able to make it work?
Yeah, it's always tough. The Thursday game is always tough. You have that battle mentally, trying to get all the information you usually get in a week, and you get it cut in half. And then you have that same battle physically of the amount of time it takes for your body to get back to 100% or as close to 100% as you're going to get during the season on that short week. So we knew it was going to be a real tight turnaround with the knee coming off kind of the first really heavy dosage of playing on it. The good thing, though, that we looked at is the benefits of the long break after, kind of that mini bye week, that we think it'll be really good for, to now stay off it for a bunch of days in a row and just rehab it and kind of get over that hump. Right over 5 weeks now off of surgery. I think that'll be good for it. So you have you have to kind of like get through it, but then after it, you take advantage of that time off.
Scott Petrick, you're up next. You can unmute your line.
Hey, JC. Is that how you envision Kevin Stefanski's kind of system working the way it did last night with the runs and then the play action off of it? And did it feel a lot different than Baltimore? It looked like we didn't see some of those bootlegs and misdirection play actions in the opener that we did last night.
Yeah, it's tough because game script always kind of determines how things are called. So, when you fall down by a few touchdowns, they're not really going to buy the run fake very often. So it's tough to stick with those boots deep in the second half when you're down multiple scores. They know you got to pass. So that kind of is what it is. But I think this is what we want to do. We want to be able to marry up the run and the pass, make it look the same, and catch defenses in that tough decision of playing the run or protecting themselves from the boot. And I think we did a really good job of doing that yesterday.
Thanks.
Next one's going to come from Marla Ridnour.
Yeah, JC, I know you didn't get the 4th and 2, but what did you like about that, the aggression that Coach Stefanski showed? And it seems like that's quite of a vote of confidence for you guys.
Yeah, obviously we gotta convert there, but I think that's always, it's nice to see the faith in the guys up front to get those, and we'll do better and make sure we make those corrections. But again, I think we're going to continue to attack and continue to try to go after them and not play passive.
He said last night he values 7 over 3. But do you see the kind of, he's trying to be smart, but he's trying to be aggressive. Do you see that? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that he's talked to us about that, and trusting that we can get in there and capitalize and not just take the 3. So we'll have to execute better in the future, but that's kind of been the way we've looked at it since he got here. So we have to finish when we get down to the goal line.
And Andy just mentioned that there was a couple plays you were 1 or 2 blocks away from having 300 or 400 yards rushing. Does that make you think, wow, just, what more we can do? 200 was great, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, there'll always be room to grow. There's always be things that we can correct and get fixed. But yeah, we were close on a couple, one block away from big gains. And it's about going back and watching that film and getting corrected for the next time, and just continue to work the scheme and continue to get holes opened up for Nick and Kareem. We've got 2 tremendous backs who make us right as well if we're not picking everybody up but we'll continue to do our job and open up holes to get them to the second level.
Thank you.
All right, let's go back to Nate. Nate, whenever you're ready, unmute your line.
Hey, JC, what has Jedrick Wills shown you early on from, taking those lumps in training camp, going against like Olivier Vernon and a little bit of Myles Garrett, and then coming on week one, dealing with an injury, again, a short week, coming out and seemed like he showed some improvement. What have you seen?
Yeah, I think for any rookie with the offseason we had, with the inability to have offseason workouts, there's so much you have to learn and so much getting used to playing at this level you have, that I think you'll continue to see the young guys progress throughout the season because you're getting all that experience that you would have already had in a normal year. So I think you see that with Jed as he will continue to get better and continue to get more comfortable with everything he's doing. And I think that's what you're seeing.
And I want to ask you also about Wyatt Teller. I know he, had a good off season and worked with you and Joel a little bit. Kevin Stefanski told us that he stood out last night. How encouraging has it been for you guys to see him really just kind of seize that job and just kind of, run with it the way he has here early on?
Yeah, I mean, he's always been a physical player, a big, strong guy, and he's playing really well right now. And it's exciting. Obviously, we played together a little bit last year, but I think we're really settling in together, getting used to each other and how each other thinks and how we pick up things. And, that's a relationship and, work together that we'll see to continue to improve.
Okay, let's go back to Scott Petrick.
Hey, JC, I know we asked you a lot about Nick and Kareem, but what is it about their styles that makes them so effective as a tandem?
I think they're both really patient. I think they're both very tough to bring down with one arm. And if we get on our guys, and they'll always kind of have that reach out, trying to grab them, but it's so tough to tackle those guys with just one arm. And they're great at making the first guy miss. And there were some plays last night where we had a free guy in the hole, and they made that guy miss, and that opens it up to another 10, 12-yard gain because of it. So I think their patience plays well in our scheme, and then their ability to break tackles is another big aspect of how they both play.
And then I was just thinking, normally this is a long weekend. Guys might get out of town because of COVID. Like, did you remind, or did the coaching staff remind everybody to kind of keep it buttoned down this weekend? You expect guys to travel less than they would have in a normal mini bye?
We have to test every day. So we'll have to be in here and test every morning still. So I guess there's really no opportunity to travel out. You'll have to be here the next day anyways.
Okay, thanks.
All right, we'll take a couple more, and we're going to start with Tom Withers. Tom, you can unmute your line.
JC, that was a good segue for me. In terms of testing, it seems like things have gone exceedingly well here over the first couple of weeks with the league. Any concerns right now? Anything in terms of protocols that need to be buttoned down from a union standpoint?
I think we'll continue to evolve where we have to, continue to monitor them and make sure things will continue. I think really the big thing is not falling into the trap of our success being or leading to future failure, in that we have been extremely successful so far. We've been doing everything right, but not getting lulled into a false sense of security of this is all figured out. We're good. We don't have to think about it anymore. Nothing we've done in the previous 7-8 weeks means anything in the future. This next week is a week we have to do everything right again in order to stay healthy, to stay virus free, and that will be the continued battle. Is making sure every week you're doing the right thing, you're following the protocols, and this is never becoming something that slips out of the front of your mind. This always has to be top of mind about doing the right thing on and off the field, in the facility and out of the facility, and that will be the continued push to make sure everybody, staff and players, continue to think about that.
Along those lines, JC, was it encouraging that teams have already gone on the road and come back and have gone outside their individual bubbles, and you haven't had any kind of a spike at all?
Absolutely. No doubt. I mean, it is it has been extremely positive so far. But again, one mistake, one lapse can throw a huge wrench in this entire thing. So that's really the focus now, is making sure everyone understands that, we've done great for 2-ish months right now, but we've got a long way to go, and we have to stay focused and diligent on what we're doing.